Hello, everyone. I'm very happy, no? Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to introduce this event live from Paris and to welcome you today for the launch of our new batch of startups. My name is Anna Verenc. I am in charge of the incubation at the Welcome City Lab, the tourism innovation platform, and I am going to be with you during this event. Today's show will take a look first at the Welcome City Lab and our organization, Paris & Co. Then you will meet the sponsor of our new batch, and we will invite you to a daily escapade in Paris where you will discover the 15 new startups. After this, we will discuss tourism, innovation, and current challenges with 3 partners during a short panel. All these steps will keep us busy during 1 hour, and then you will have the opportunity to ask everything you want to our guests and to our startup for 30 minutes. So don't hesitate to write your question on the YouTube chat. We'll take notes and we'll answer them in the end. I hope you're ready. Let's start with a short presentation of the Welcome City Lab and Paris & Co. For this first step, no one can talk about it better than the one who has created the incubator. I leave the floor to Laurent Cage, director of the Welcome City Lab.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you today for this major event in the life of our incubator, the launch of the new batch of startups. In a few minutes, you will discover the winners among the nearly 100 applications that we received from many countries. I would like to thank everyone for applying to our lab. It is always a great honor for us to interact with so many entrepreneurs from all over the world. They feed us with their energy, with their dynamism, and with their ability to think outside of the box. We are very grateful. Congratulations to everyone. I need to remind that these applications were sent in a context of extreme difficulty for the whole tourism industry, the worst since the Second World War with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Once again, we were struck by the startup's ability and agility to pivot and adapt to this completely new situation. I would like to say that this event today is taking place in the framework of the World Travel Tech Forum, a network of travel tech professionals dedicated to innovation in our sector, whose logos are displayed now on the screen. I know they are all following us now, and I would like to say hello to them. Before unveiling the winners' names, let me just remind you what Welcome City Lab is and how we have become a major player in the international travel tech innovation ecosystem. Welcome City Lab is part of Paris & Co, which motto is to act with entrepreneurs for a sustainable transformation of the city. Paris & Co is the innovation and economic development agency of Paris. It is a non-profit organization. It acts on the whole metropolitan area, and it receives mixed funding. Our objectives are to contribute to job creation through innovation, to generate tomorrow's champions, and to stimulate and spread innovation. Our key figures last year, we incubated 486 startups that with more than 100 corporate and institutional partners they interacted with. And we supported 136 projects in terms of acceleration, experimentation, development, and foreign projects. Paris & Co is divided in 4 clusters. The first one is about sport, health, and disabilities. The second one runs corporate solutions. The second one deals with sustainable city. And the fourth one is about entertainment, and I'm going to focus now on the entertainment cluster of Paris & Co, which I run, and which covers 5 innovation platforms. So these platforms are Welcome City Lab, involved in tourism, French Event Booster, working on innovation in event, Level 256, dealing with e-sport, Link is about creative and cultural industries, and Labo de l'édition, which is about publishing. And we also run a program about emerging medias called MediaStart. Two of them run locations which are open to the general public. The eSport House is a dedicated place to amateur and professional eSport practice. It has 2,000 square meters of practice rooms open to the general public and to professional teams. It is a real testing ground for the entire eSport ecosystem. We also run the Lab for e-publishing, which is a meeting place for all the players in the publishing industry: authors, publishers, booksellers, libraries, readers, and startups. It runs a resource center and a program of events for professionals and the general public. We interact with over 30 private and public partners. I would like to thank them all. Of course, the City of Paris and the Greater Paris metropolitan area, but also, as you see, many logos from many companies and institutional partners like banks, or many partners involved in the entertainment industry, like events, e-sport, medias, tourism, etc. We have many success stories for the past 8 years, many alumni. Probably you know some of them. You can see some of the logos here. They are all involved in the entertainment industry also. And most of them went internationally and grew on a European scale. Now I focus on Welcome City Lab, whose motto is "Let's invent the tourism of the future." Our ambition is to make Paris a leading destination in tourism innovation. Our objectives are to generate the champions of tomorrow's tourism, to create a culture of innovation in the travel industry, and to foster synergies between traditional players and startups. Thank you to our partners, institutional partners like the Cities of Paris or others, and the Paris City Office, also Atout France, the National Tourism Office, and major big groups like Paris Airport Group or Parisian Group involved in the hospitality industry. We have 4 missions. The first one is incubation and acceleration, from 1 year to 3 years of coaching dedicated to our startups. We also animate the ecosystem, organizing many meeting sessions, reverse pitches, and going international. We also practice open innovation between partners and startups, organizing formats like demo days, challenges, or experimentation tests. And we also have a global overview on our sector with a big tourism startup database and publishing also a trend book every year. Our key figures since our creation in 2014, we have incubated 160 startups so far with a sustainable rate of 85%, meaning that these still develop and only 15 of them stopped their activity. The major figure for me is that these startups created 1,500 jobs in the city. They raised globally over 200 million euros, and they generated 150 cooperations with partners. As I told you, every year we launch a trend book about travel tech innovation. This trend book tries to identify the major innovative trends that will shape tomorrow's tourism sector. How do we do that? We receive many applications from all over the world, and we take the creation of startups and the project as a spectrum of analysis. This trend book has become a national and international reference since its launching. For the time being, we have published 5 trend books. Each of them has more than 30,000 readers, with many international contributors. And the next issue will be released online on Tuesday, October the 5th. So stay tuned. We develop also an international dimension with partnerships with incubators and accelerators all over the world, like MT Lab in Montreal, the Singapore Tourism Accelerator, the Nordic Travel Tech Lab in Oslo, and others. We are now a member of the World Travel Tech Forum, and we also speak in major international conferences dedicated to tourism innovation, like ITB Berlin, Focusrite, and USAC-ROTA. I would like to remind now the process of this call for application. We launched the call in November. We received the different applications in December, January. We selected the pre-selected startups in February, and we selected the winners that we are going to present now. I would like to thank my dedicated and passionate team around me. They are all with me here now on this TV set. Anna Verank, Elisa Keki, Estelle Muzelek, and Matthias Maria Paolo. Thank you. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I'm giving back the floor to Anna, who is going to welcome our sponsor for this 2021 startup batch, of whom we are very proud. We are very honored to welcome such a prestigious personality who embodies the taste for adventure and travel, but also the sense of transcendence.
Thank you, Laurent, for this presentation. You can have a look on our website if you want more information. You have the link on the YouTube chat. So we approach more and more the moment to discover the new startups. But first, I'm very happy and honored to tell you that Mathieu Torder is with us today, as he agreed to be the sponsor of our new batch of startups. Each year, indeed, we have a new sponsor. This sponsor is chosen to represent the spirit and the value of the new batch. We usually take the name of a famous explorer, such as Marco Polo or James Cook. And last year, for example, we had Alexandra Davilnet. But this year, we innovate by having a living adventurer and explorer, Mathieu Torder. Mathieu, can you tell us more about you and also why you agreed to be the sponsor of this new batch of startups?
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm very honored and pleased to be with you today. My name is Mathieu Torder, indeed. I am 29 years old. I'm French. I'm based in Paris, but I've been doing adventures and expeditions for the past 10 years. I first started by driving around the world to promote micro. Then I did sporting adventures where I cycled through Europe. I sailed across the Atlantic. I ran across the Sahara Desert. And you might have heard of me with my latest expedition that was in Antarctica. I will tell you a bit more about it, but I would like to I accepted to be with you today and to share my name and name this promotion with my name. It's because I am an adventurer, but I think I am very close from you guys. I am very close from you guys because I think by doing adventures and expeditions, you need to have an entrepreneurial spirit. You need to have a spirit that can adapt and overcome difficult situation. I think it's the same when you create a startup or you create a business. You need to be resilient. You need to face adversity. You need to be motivated when everything is hard. And it's exactly what I face when I try to, for instance, reach the South Pole by myself. It was the case 2 years ago. I started from the coast of Antarctica and I skied all the way to the South Pole in Antarctica solo, unassisted, which meant that I didn't have any sort of kite to propel myself. You know, sometimes you can do expedition with a big kite and then you go with the force of the winds. This time I had only my 2 skis and my 115 kilogram sled, which was the big thing I was dragging behind me. And I walked for more than 1,000 kilometers unsupported, which meant that I had all my supplies, all my food in my sled. And it took me 51 days to reach the South Pole. So the reason I'm here is because I think adventurers, explorers, and entrepreneurs or startuppers evolve in the same world. I don't take the same risks, obviously, but when you start a startup because you have an idea and you want to transform it into a business, or you want to change the way we see things or the way you can see the world, you need a lot of motivation, a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance. And I believe I am very close from what you guys are doing. Obviously, I'm not in the tech industry, but I'm sure we can understand each other very well. And I'm very happy to do this little path with you in your entrepreneur projects, and I can be of any help if you guys want to talk, or if you guys want to share your ideas. I'll be more than happy to exchange with you. So thank you to Laurent to offer the possibility to do this. And I can't see all your faces, but I'm sure we will see in real life very soon.
Thank you so much, Mathieu. I agree with you. There is a lot of similarity between your journey and the one of the entrepreneur. So thank you also for your encouraging and kind words. And we will continue to follow your amazing exploration, and we hope to be able to invite you very soon in our incubator. So without further delay, Welcome City Lab presents its 8th startup batch in a new way this year, a storytelling of tourism next innovators. We invite you to a stroll in Paris full of innovation. This is a story told by Caroline Monast.
We have a little surprise for you. The last months have been very difficult, and we thought you all deserved a little breather. So we invite you to take your hiking shoes out of the closet and to come with us on a journey towards the future of tourism. Hop on our tub machine and just relax. Close your eyes for a few moments. Here we are in a new and happier world long after this virus. Let us introduce you to Eva, who will be our host on this journey. She will be our eyes and ears, and we will all share together her first day of adventure in the streets of Paris. Let's start with planning every details of her day. Water has flowed under the bridge, access to information is easier than ever before, and we are looking forward to redefine this trip according to our rules. Nomad Her has a mission of empowering women through traveling. Nomad Her is the app for female globetrotters to encourage solo traveling safely, where you can find female-friendly accommodation, travel companion, and share inspiring travel stories. No more doubts at every turn. Traveling is safer, more relaxed, and exotic for all women of the future. With limitless information at our disposal, we can move on to the next step. Where will we sleep in this new world? We Go Greener is a travel marketplace to book sustainable accommodation and activities in France. In addition, they select and provide the best existing solutions to support hosts in their ecological transition. We Go Greener is also a digital media about sustainable travel. No more struggling to find information. It's easy to book eco-friendly accommodation. Our cozy, chill, and green bed reserved, we just have to visualize our route. And in this futuristic labyrinth, making the best choice has never been easier. The Trip sells an online platform that allows business travel agency to automate travel bookings for their B2B clients while reducing their cost and carbon footprint. This mobility planner includes distribution on all train tickets, flights, hotels, and car rentals. No more unnecessary carbon consumption. We optimize our travels for a greener world. Data is a marvelous guide. It sheds light on all areas of darkness and for the greatest pleasure of Mother Nature. Thanks to it, the solution is our next destination, and it's just one small step away. Taxi Match allows passengers who do not know each other but who have a similar journey to share a taxi or a cab. There are many advantages, such as reduced price for passengers, less vehicles to transport as many passengers, and therefore lower CO2 emissions with better paid drivers. No more unshared journeys. We are pooling our forces in our transport for a cleaner world. Our car of the future has started, and we are only a few minutes away from our destination. To pass the time and to game some, nothing like a small discussion with our favorite assistant. TravelAssist.io is a 24/7 personalized travel assistance service accessible via instant messaging. This unique solution combining artificial and emotional intelligence is a real travel companion. During your travels, focus on the essential. They will take care of the rest. No more bad surprises upon arrival. We let ourselves be guided towards a route without complication. We all want to dream about this better future and have prepared for us a wonderful program with endless flavors. Next step, the most exciting immersive game around. But before we start the festivities, a small checkup might be a good idea. Better be safe than sorry. BAC is the easiest solution for French-speaking travelers and expatriates to get in touch with local healthcare professionals. The solution combines a mobile application for users and a platform for travel actors. It is the solution to reassure tourism actors post-COVID. No more stress meeting a doctor who doesn't speak the same language or without knowing the price of consultation. We make sure to be covered in all expected or unexpected situations. Nothing to report, we can continue our journey carefree. It is time to indulge ourselves in the most immersive experience. Team Break is an entertainment company that specializes in immersive experience, such as escape games, action games, quiz games, and AR. The company also offers unique immersive experiences in prestigious places, such as the Opéra Garnier, Théâtre Mogador, and Le Grand Rex. No more routine activity, let's treat ourselves with a wonderful and exciting quest. Such an emotional trip between treasure hunts and sliding games, it's easy to get a bit lost, but the maps of the future have been created to guide us towards new horizon. Visity is a software solution to create interactive maps very easily that can be integrated on any website and work perfectly on all types of devices. It allows to import data to be mapped, to use pre-developed map templates, and benefit from a library of ready-to-use map datasets. No more lack of orientation. You can communicate and personalize your route to find what really thrills you. It's time to explore the treasures of the past in one of our most cherished museums. Standing in front of the Silver Pyramid, we see the reflections of a waiting line forming and our phone starts vibrating. Affluences is a global solution that allows public places to manage their visitor flows in real time while providing daily forecasts to visitors. It's a comprehensive solution for monitoring visitor flows, measuring and managing waiting queues, and booking slots online. No more unnecessary waiting. Go where you want, when you want, in perfect serenity. From room to room, thoughts can get lost, and with them sometimes our most precious objects. But no panic, if you tend to be forgetful, the future offers all the solution. Truve offers a digital lost and found platform that includes all stages from lost to return, both for any individual or private organization looking for a business software. It also offers simple and intuitive appointment solution that is working for all types of locations. No more stress of losing one of your favorite items. Get online and find what you have misplaced. We can say that we are lucky to live in these times. After all this emotion, a meal break is well-deserved. Outdoor seating is the way to go. Edgar is a QR code designed for bars and restaurants which dematerialize their menu for their customers. It provides restaurant owners a customizable web application with a range of services such as tickets for concerts, museum admission, courses, events, activities, etc. No more tummy rumbling and endless waiting for menus. A simple QR code and you get all the information according to your inspiration. 4 stars rating all the way for this friendly service, which guided us to the beginning of the night. The temperature starts to drop and we're ready to see where the night will take us. Nocto is a corona-proof and data-driven social media platform that matches consumers with hospitality businesses in real time. Nocto creates a win-win for consumers, venues, brands, and governments to enable the safe and effective hospitality reopening across Europe. No more endless debate about where we should go after dinner. We are easily guided towards the most exciting opportunities. This bar was a winner, we'll definitely be back. The evening went by so fast. However, it is time to go home and our bike of the future is waiting for us, carefully guarded by the attentive keeper. Will's Keep is an instant guarded bicycle parking and services for public events, shopping malls, offices, urban and tourist areas. Will's Keep augments bicycle security to 100% guaranteed by combining human presence and access to control technology. No more fear of stolen bikes. We can ride everywhere and enjoy the taste of freedom. Here we are, finally, in our comfortable bed, as snug as a bug in a rug with the fading lights of the Parisian skyline on the horizon. Tomorrow will be another day and no hangover in the morning after a glass of our purified water. Aquatech Innovation deploys solutions to preserve our water resources in all types of location, cities, ports, sensitive areas, to limit the impact of economic and touristic activities on the environment. Aquatech Innovation returns the clean water we have borrowed from our planet. No more destruction of our natural waters. We take the lead to make our sea tier healthier than ever before. The human being is not constituted at 70% of water for no reason, and this crystalline immensity woke us up for the continuation of our futuristic epic, which slowly comes to an end. But before we say our final goodbyes, we have to leave Eva and our time machine in a safe place. So let's proceed to our last reservation before the final countdown. Fairbnb.coop is an ethical and sustainable holiday rental platform and puts people before profits. Fairbnb is the cooperative accommodation booking platform that promotes and funds local initiatives and projects. No more one-way profit. Let's make local homestay ethical again. We are now closing the loop on these few hours at the side of our tourist actors of the future. And we can say one thing for sure, we want to stay there. But before we can do that, let's hop on our time machine one last time, return to our present time and start our very next adventure, the one that will allow these startups to become all these great innovations that we can no longer live without.
And we are back to reality. I hope you enjoyed this adventure. Thank you so much, Caroline, for being the wonderful voice of this story. Caroline is the founder of Talent Making Talent, a startup of our 2020 batch. This startup produces innovative digital solutions for immersive and interactive events, such as virtual showroom, live streaming, trade show, visits, and more. You can check out their latest project on the link on the YouTube chat. It's an interactive showroom for International Peugeot 2020 car show. Now, you know all of our new startups. Please write down your question on the chat. We will be able to ask them very soon to the startups. But first, let's move to the panel about innovation and tourism. Laurent, it's all yours.
Thank you, Anna. Congratulations to the winners. We were very impressed by your mastery of the innovation challenges in a very uncertain world, and also by the maturity of your solutions. We will do our utmost to give power to your projects, keep on experimenting, help you raise funds, and hire the best kids, and also expand internationally. Now let's switch to our panel. In order to enrich the presentation of the winners today, we thought it would be relevant to ask some of our partners to give their reactions over this new batch, and also take advantage of this opportunity to give information about their innovation strategy as major stakeholders for our industry. I would like to add that these partners also were members of the jury who selected the winners presented today. Now, I would like to welcome three ladies on the panel. Mrs. Agnès Engrand, Deputy Director of Atout France in the USA. Mrs. Stéphanie Renaud, Digital Marketing Director of the Eiffel Tower. And Mrs. Chloé Philippon, Innovation Project Manager at Paris Airport Group. So ladies, I have 4 questions for you. The first one, what are your challenges this year? How will you reach them? Let's start with Agnès.
Morning, everybody. Thank you for having me, Laurent and Anna. Well, I just want to start with a positive message about travel. I think as much as 2020 was a year of survival, we can safely say 2021 is a year of recovery, and eventually we would head to growth. So I think the main challenge we are still facing is the various restrictions which still remain across the world about travel. And furthermore, all these different digital health passes that government or private company have come up with. And I think if we want the customer to book safely and make travel arrangements, there needs to be a clear communication, very efficient communication of how all these passes are going to operate. And secondly, need for a form of unity between all these restrictions and different technology which have been used for these passes. If this drag on too long, we may be in a situation which happened after September 11, where there was too many different restrictions in place in different countries and the recovery took a little too long. But I think if we can lift this obstacle, we are very much in a way of seeing tourism really rebounding from later this year and 2022.
Fanny, what can you tell us about this question?
Well, first, bonjour à tous, ravi d'être avec vous aujourd'hui. For the Eiffel Tower, there are a lot of challenges for 2021. This year, as Agnès just said it, a lot of tourists won't be able to travel to Paris. This gives us challenges, but opportunities too. A lot of French people and Parisians have come to visit us. They rediscovered their own city, their own country. At the same time, we have seen that the interest for Paris and the Eiffel Tower remained the same for international tourists. A lot of Americans and Chinese visitors have visited our website searching for cultural and historical information for inspiration too. They are just waiting until they can come back to us.
Thank you. Chloe?
Yeah, thank you. We indeed have all close challenges here concerning tourism. For the EDP group, the first challenge is the reassurance of passengers to encourage the resumption of traffic and restore the desire to travel. Beyond the application of government directives, which are self-evident, we have the willingness to do more and to put everything in place to reassure travelers in the intention paid to all sanitary measures. And the second challenge is, of course, the hospitality. We want to provide the best possible welcome to passengers by offering them the best experience in our terminals, both in terms of the commercial offer and the staging of our boarding lounges. Concerning that kind of spaces, we want to transform them to make the passenger experience in the boarding lounge unique, memorable, and meet the needs like work, relax, be entertained, but also surprise and make them live a lasting memory of Paris.
Thank you. Second question, what are the main innovation issues your company are working on in 2021? Let's start with Stephanie.
We are focused on two main points. First, how to give access to the Eiffel Tower for the international public which can't travel, and how to give opportunities for the French public to access the Eiffel Tower safely, to give them a reinsurance. For the first one, we use virtual services. We create more content, more interactive content. But we are still working on it. we have to find new solutions and innovative answers to address this public. The second one is the control of the flow of visitors and to personalize the services that we offer to this public. And all this in a frame of a controlled and reduced environmental, I can't say it in English, sorry, environmental impact.
Okay, thank you. Chloe, many international airports were hit by a dramatic drop in the number of passengers. So what are your main innovation issues this year?
Yeah, the main themes we are working on for 2021 is focused on the challenges we are facing right now, and I just talked about. So we experiment to go further in passenger reassurance and strengthen health measures, also involving our partners. We have already set up numerous experiments in our terminals to move in this direction, but we also want to go further in our hospitality strategy with staging projects like our 3 new spaces we may have seen on social media, I don't know, with a service offer as developed as possible.
And Agnès, maybe for a more global overview on the French destination?
Yes, thank you. So I think as a destination marketing organization, our main challenge, which started in 2020, remains to keep in constant communication with our audience. So we've done this in 2 ways. We've used, I say, big tech, and sorry for the startup, but to come up with a form of a series, which we have called Explore France Live, and which happens on Facebook every week. And we talk to over like 1,000 people of our audience. So that's been a way for us to remain constantly connected to our audience. And then in a second form, we've tried to partner with a startup in a kind of win-win situation, for us using their tech when possible, and also give them exposure to the American market. To relaunch the US market, we're going to have a main theme around, reconnection, making people feel safe, and promoting the vast cultural innovation which will happen in France this year and 2022. We have a lot of new cultural innovation in France, and we are really going to push this year. And in the second part of the year and in 2022, we will be relaunching the meeting and convention market and industry, which is key for the destination, in particular for Paris. And I think for these themes, there's a lot of room for startup to grow. And I'd be happy to talk to startup about this.
Yes, indeed. Paris was really hit by the drop for business tourism, and we hope we can recover very quickly. The third question, how do the winners, so the startups presented today, how do they meet your needs or just maybe inspire you in your companies? Let's start with Stephanie.
Yes, all of these startups are really interesting, even if we do not have the use of their services in the Eiffel Tower. It gives us inspiration to improve our relations with our customers and to improve the way we are working. And as a potential user, I've got a particular interest on a lot of them, especially Nomad Her or We Go Greener. So, a lot of interests.
Thank you. Chloe, what do you think of the winners?
Yeah, as just said Stephanie, they all echo our themes because the goal is to give new perspective to the post-COVID situation, especially when these perspectives concern tourism. What we expect, wherever we are, is to find an answer to the issues we are facing right now and to find new thinking for the future. And I think that's what the new class do.
Thank you. What about Agnès and Atout France?
Yes, I think they are all interesting, but I'd like to focus on 3. First of all, I'm going to say in English, affluences. I think really tackle the issue that we have right now in the reopening phase, especially with major cultural venue, and in the second phase to tackle the issue of over-tourism, which has started to be an issue in some destinations and also has gone into the mind of the customer. And I think in that regard, Affluence is very interesting. The second I will mention is Aquatech. The reason I'm seeing this interesting for our market is for the cruise business, which has started to, they have really, really bad media all over 2020. And but they have started to use technology as a competitive advantage to tackle the image they have of not being eco-friendly. And I think in that regard, Aquatech can be very interesting. And the last one, and this is connected to our need to relaunch meeting and convention and business tourism to France, I would mention TRIP.
Thank you, Agnès, and thank you all. Fourth question, can you give examples of cooperation already made between startups incubated at Welcome City Lab in the past and your company? Let's start with Chloe.
Yes, we experimented with some startups from the Welcome City Lab, and I got 3 examples that came in my mind. The first one is Timescope. It was a 1-year experimentation. The device was installed in the instant Paris connecting space we get, and the objective was to allow travelers to teleport in Paris from CDG and to travel in time, since we went to the Bastille today to the Bastille of 1789. The second example was SenseGo, which is a predictive travel intent analysis platform. We tested the system on the ADP mobile app, which analyzed user behaviors to predict in advance who was about to travel in order to optimize push marketing and send the right offer to the right person at the right time. And the last one is Mindsay. As you know, the ADP group works daily to improve and personalize the passenger experience throughout the journey. And in this context, the conversation tool developed by Mindsay was a powerful vector of exchange with our customers, which allow through our digital tools the privilege and direct access to our airports at any time. And an initial trial of their solution was carried out 3 years ago and led to a deployment contract the next year, as well as a minority equity investment through our ADP Investment Startup Investment Fund alongside White Star Capital, Partech, and the Eco Group.
Indeed, artificial intelligence is really a complete revolution for the tourism and travel industry. And it helps us keep in contact and maintain the conversation with our, our clients and customers.
Yeah, exactly.
Agnès, so some examples of cooperations with the startups?
Yes, of course. I will first mention Memories, which is a startup who use your memories of vacation and like your selfie of vacation and let you turn them into film. And we've used Memory to produce a French film last year in 2020 to support the destination and to maintain the connection with our clients all over the world. And right now we are about to talk to WeSpeak, which really meets the needs of all the events we organize and that we have to do in several languages at the same time. And WeSpeak is going to be a great asset for us. Like the specific example, we have an event in October and it needs to be live at the same time in English, Portuguese, Spanish, and French. So I think WeSpeak is going to be a big help for us.
Thank you. And Stephanie, what about the Eiffel Tower and some examples of cooperations?
Yes. On the Eiffel Tower, we have a lot of visitors. And one of the main challenges is to monitor the flow of the visitors. And we are working on this with Affluence. We are checking the number of visitors on each floors of the Eiffel Tower. And even in the technical areas, and even in the stairs, well, everywhere in the Eiffel Tower, we can see and count how many visitors there are. And we are working with the other companies. For example, we are looking very closely the work of Team Break and of Intense too. And don't know, maybe we can have some work with them. We will see.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for this example. I think it's very important and useful for the audience to understand that our job is to make it happen, to organize the open innovation and experimentation between startups and our partners. And we select startups according to the priorities of our partners in terms of innovation and experimentation. So thank you for these examples. Maybe a last question to end. Would you have a word to encourage or advise the winners for the next incubation or acceleration program? Chloe?
Yeah, what can I say is to continue in their approach, adapt and evolve with innovative solutions and technologies that will make the world of tomorrow and allow us to create a future together.
Agnès, some word for our startups?
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, I think there is, in the tourism industry in general, there is plenty of room for a startup to grow. More than an advice, I'd like to be able to give an idea to explore, in particular for startup who deals with B2C and offer service directly to the end customer. It would be to explore a partnership with fintech company, as you know, money and payment is really at the core of the tourism experience. And if there was a way for a customer to have all the services in kind of one platform together, I think that would be a big help and a good idea to explore for a startup. And also like to take this opportunity to thank you again, Anna and Laurent, and welcome City Lab, and say how important and valuable our partnership is in making France a smart tourism destination, in improving, you know, the connection, using tech with people and community, and improve mobility in respect of like a more sustainable tourism, and more generally speaking, use technology at the service of a human experience that tourism is.
Thank you. Thank you also for your example, because it really proves us that our startups can also cooperate to create a new service, a new solution. And thanks to their incubation program, this is the way to do it. This is an opportunity. Thank you. And Stephanie now?
What can I add? Just keep working, keep searching, keep reinventing, keep creating the tourism of today and of tomorrow. We need you. We need you to help us to reinvent the tourism and the way we are living the Eiffel Tower, Paris, all the main monuments, and all the big cities in France and in the world.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you all. It was very important for us to hear you and to hear your suggestions and your reactions, because it's the way we work. We try to incentivize the relationship and cooperations between partners, major companies, major private companies, and startups. Thank you very much. Anna.
Now, let's go to your question to our guests of the panel and the startups. We have already a few, but please continue to write them down on the YouTube chat. I invite all our guests to open the camera and be ready to switch the micro on. So let's check the question. First, we have a first question for Back. So what type of travel actor are you targeting? And also, what kind of health service do you offer? Is it any kind, or you select a specific kind of services?
Hello, thank you for this question. Who are we going to reach? This solution will benefit leisure and business travelers, as well as expats and local healthcare professionals. At the same time, the solution will allow tourist actors such as hotel groups, travel agencies, and travel insurance company to provide a post-COVID reassurance solution.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your answer. So the next question is for Aquatech. So Aquatech, simply how your solution works.
Hello.
No?
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, great. Before answering, I would really like to thank you for this opportunity and thank you very much. Welcome Citylab and the partners for the organization. How it works? So it's called AquaClear. It's a mini purification station that purify wastewater, and it can be deployed everywhere where traditional solutions cannot be applied, like in sand, in rocks, and even on water. So maybe in Paris, we can go on the Seine and treat Péniche wastewaters. And we can also be for the Olympic Games, we can treat wastewater and give back to the planet the clean water we have borrowed. So yes, it's a biological treatment with bacteria that they eat the effluent, and and we give back the clean water as the basing water quality in the natural environment. So okay, yes.
Thank you, Laure. Next, we have a question for The Trip. The Trip. Yes. So The Trip, who are exactly your clients, B2B, B2C, and how do you collaborate with them?
First, we are targeting the B2B customers, and our main customer are business travel agencies. So we are software editors, and we created a self-booking tool in order for the business travel agencies to serve perfectly in digital their B2B customers by very easy experience and eco-friendly experience. So we created a self-booking tool on another software, which is a mobility impact observer, which is a dashboard who measure the impact of the mobility of the people or a group of people like enterprise or companies.
Thank you so much for this answer. So I check the next question, maybe for Noman Her. Noman Her, how many female travelers how many women travel each year in the world, and how can you help them to travel?
Hi, thank you so much. So at Nomad Her, we believe that around 74% of global women, they wish to go solo traveling annually. And especially in Eastern Asia, including South Korea, Japan, and China, over 90% of women, they wish to go solo traveling after the COVID. So we see that the targeting sizable market is at least over 5 billion. In the US dollar, and how Nomad Her is helping in various ways. We create the solidarity and community for women to share their travel tips based on from their own experience. Like, let's say I'm traveling, where can I find a period travel cup? I'm traveling, where is the safest district in Paris, etc. Yes.
Thank you so much for the answer. Let's go to another question for Affluence. Can you share any example of trial with organization to manage visitor flow, for example, visitor attraction, etc.?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Well, first, thank you for the opportunity to present our Francis. Stephanie talked about the project we are doing with the Eiffel Tower. We count people in every floor of the Eiffel Tower to help manage the flows of tourists. So that's one of the example. Then we are working too with other big museums like Le Louvre Museum to manage the waiting time. Well, it was before COVID, of course, because now it's more complicated. But before COVID, we measured the waiting time, and at all the accesses to go to the museum. So that's a few projects, but we have a lot of more, of course.
Thank you so much, Nicolas. So next question for WeGo Greener. How do you select the sustainable accommodation on your website?
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. So we have more than 100 sustainable criteria that we evaluate for each accommodation. And accommodation must complete those information to obtain a green score. And to be published on our website, their green score must be at least 1 out of 5. And the green score allows to our hosts to assess their own performance and go further with our dedicated support. And for traveler, our green score is useful to understand the sustainable commitment and find the right place for him. And in addition, we also select places for their charm, authenticity, and quality places.
Thank you, Marie-Pierre, for the answer. We have a question from Airbnb. I hope they're here. Can you give an example of projects that you have financed with your platform, and how many cities are you working with?
Hello, everybody. The Airbnb platform has just been launched. So I can give you an example of a project in Paris we want to support. This project is TOT. It's a French school for migrants. So this is a kind of project we want to support. And for instance, Airbnb is launched in about 10 cities, mostly in Europe, such as Barcelona, Venezia, Bologna, and Amsterdam, and now Paris.
Thank you very much for the information, Baptiste. Next question is for Taximatch. Taximatch, can we use your service to go anywhere? And what is the average waiting time to get a lift?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for this question. So you can't use Taximatch to go anywhere. You can use only when it's a place with a lot of people, such as airport, train station, festival, or really touristy place like Eiffel Tower. The idea is to offer passengers to have a real possibility to share their trip in a taxi, because what we want to offer is a very good price to the passenger, which is 2 or 3 times less than normal price, a reduction of your carbon footprint, which is very important, and as well as security, because we can offer this service at night or early in the morning when the public transport don't work. So this is what we offer, and that's why we only offer this possibility on a public place, crowded. And you have 2 different times of possibility to book. If it's at night, for clubs, you can book immediate reservation. And if you need to book for airport, for example, you need to book minimum 2 hours in advance to maximize the possibility of sharing the taxi. If it's to go to the airport, to finish, if it's to go from the airport, it can be immediate booking. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you so much. We have a question for VCT, but it's the only one who are not with us today, was not able to be here. So I can answer for him, I think. So the question is, can you give us an idea of what kinds of businesses, tourism segment, are interested in using your product? So I can say, for example, that VCT is working with the tourism office of Paris and is going to help them to create all the map of the website. I check the other question, maybe for Travel Assist. Who are your customers? Is it B2B, B2C, and how do you work with them?
Okay, so I'm sorry, we have some sound problems here. Okay, those are fixed now. So first of all, thanks for the question. And we are very proud of integrating the 2021 batch of the Welcome City Lab. Back to the question, we are primarily B2B business. We are targeting travel agencies and tour operators, but we also have an offer for companies to accompany their salaried staff when they travel abroad for business or leisure. We call that bleisure. And those B2B offers are based on a licensing price model, which permits tour operators or travel agencies or businesses to provide correct service during their trip, during their customer's trip, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm not even sure if you hear me, actually.
Sorry? Okay. Thank you for the answer. The next question is for Team Break. How do you work with your prestigious partner in Paris? And what kind of experience can you offer in this place?
So hi, did you hear me?
There is a problem with the sound.
Okay.
Maybe you have to. So
there is an echo with another.
Now it works. Right. Okay. Is it working?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have many escape games. So we are actually have many agencies in France. So we have 14 agencies, and we have like rooms, and to encourage our business and to have more customers and I would say touch more publics. We actually have partners. So we have like Opéra Garnier, we have Grand Rex, and we have Grand Rex and maybe Tour Eiffel. And so we are just like creating games with them. We are thinking about the games, and we are talking with them to have their advices. And it's a kind of we have to mix actually our targets. So it's just a discussion, and then we have to create and talk with them, and then propose our game on our websites. So it's just like we have game designers, and we are creating the games, and then we have to talk with the brands and create the games. So I don't know if I answered the question actually, but
thank you, Jordan. Yes, you did. Thank you. We are looking forward to go to play again in a escape game and other places like that. Another question. The next question is for Trouve. How Trouve is improving improving the experience of a traveler that has lost a personal belonging in France.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the question. And also thank you, the Welcome City Lab, for the organization of this great event. To come back to the question, when you lose something and when you don't get a clear answer, it can really change your trip. It can transform an amazing trip into a bad memory. So this is why we have really think about the lost and found experience and design it to fit travelers' expectations, as they can report online what they have lost in 10 different languages. They can track the status of their request online and be notified if something happens. And even better, if they are lucky enough and their item is found, they can order online a delivery back home all over the world. But when you lose something, in general, what is really annoying is that you don't know precisely where you have lost it. So it's not that easier, because you do not need only to call the airport or, I don't know, the train station, but there are like many places you should call. So this is why we have developed our solution with a smart city vision. The ambition, and our ambition, is to bring together all the organizations that are finding items in one place. Then for tourists, it's super easier, as they can check all the places they visited and just share their lost in one click. In Paris, for instance, we already have many customers connected to our platform. I can maybe mention the Louvre Museum as well, Les Halles, the shopping mall, all the UGC cinemas, they are using our system, also the Galerie Lafayette or Bon Marché, and even the Viparis, so the Congress places. And we are expecting much more customers in the coming months, we hope, with the end of the lockdown. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Aurélie. Next question for Nocto. How do you plan to launch your service in Paris? And how can your app help the reopening in Paris?
Yes. First of all, also thank you very much to Welcome City Lab and all the partners. It's a great honor for us to participate in this great accelerator program. Also, thank you very much for the very interesting question. We, as a company, are Dutch, so we're very excited now to start expanding internationally. Paris, as of course mentioned by some of the jury members, is a very interesting city for tourists, so it's also therefore very interesting for us. We have, I'll try to keep it short as well. We have three main strategies to enter into a new city. One of them is to work with what we call early owls, so venues that, so bars, restaurants, hotel groups, but also tourism locations that want to be, that are investing into innovative solutions, and to collaborate with them to create a bit of a hype and to launch as a collective package. I believe the second question was also about how we, if you could repeat the second question, please.
How are you?
Can you help venues to reopen very quickly?
Right. Yes, exactly. So it's been a tricky situation for the hospitality industry now, being very bound by the government regulation, and the government have decided to basically keep the industry quite closed because of the COVID risk, of course. So one of the features that we have released recently, an award-winning feature called the Nocto Stoplight. This enables the venues, so the bars, clubs, restaurants, hotels, and tourist locations, to easily in one click shift between green, yellow, and red in our system to indicate their real-time capacity, so that also consumers know what places they can go to that still have capacity left over, or what places they should avoid. And collectively, this helps the locations to attract more customers when they can, or to say stop digitally, but also helps the consumers to avoid going to places where they ultimately will get rejected. So we've focused very much on building a win-win that helps the consumers, also the locations, but also the government to effectively distribute the people across the city in an even spread.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
The next question from Will Skip. Will Skip, where can we find your parking today and how your service is working?
Hi everyone. Will Skip is a bicycle services company. It makes bicycle parking very secure, which is completely changing the way you take your bicycle. If you want to go to the Eiffel Tower, of course you don't take your bike because you will be stolen. Of course, you will be stolen. Oh, nice. That's very nice. So people will think like this, and the user experience will be really secure. So they will take it. And as has been said, the transportation is a very big carbon emission problem about touristic sites. So we will be very soon in Toulouse, in Anglet, in Paris, in Lyon. Everything is starting again for us, so that's why we are everywhere. So if you want to reduce your carbon emission, just put a bicycle service like us, and you will have people riding happily, going to your site. That's it.
Thank you, Mathieu.
You're welcome.
Next question for Edgar. Can you tell us how restaurant and cafe can set up, implement your contactless service and how it works?
Hello, I didn't hear the beginning.
Okay.
How many restaurants?
Like you can tell how many restaurants are working with you if you want, but the question is how restaurant and cafe and your client are implementing the service, how they can work with you, collaborate with you.
Okay, so thank you for being here today. With Edgar is a solution completely online. So restaurants just have to go to www.edgar.restaurant, and in three minutes they got their QR code. So for people who doesn't know Edgar, we do QR code with artificial intelligence, improving guest experience for restaurants. And in fact, the client, we get also all paid activities around the restaurant in order to book quickly. The same thing for example, if I go to eat close to the Eiffel Tower, I will see quickly if there is a ticket in order to avoid the queue in 20 minutes, and I can book it straight on my phone and pay it. So this is the way we work. And right now we have almost 20 different new restaurants each day logging in our website in order to use the QR code. So this is a very interesting period for us.
Thank you, Guillaume. Maybe we are going to use your service tomorrow for the reopening of the restaurant, bar, and cafe.
And perhaps I will be on BFM in live on Friday at 6 p.m.
Okay, great. We not it. We are going to watch you, of course. I have a last question. Don't hesitate if you want to ask your question, because it's going to be the end soon. So the question, another question for Back. Is it due to the COVID situation that you create your startup?
Thank you, Hannah. Interesting question also. After an accident 5 years ago, I am now part of the so-called chronically ill, and I have a recurring need to consult. That's why we facilitate the choice and the selection of health professional during the stay, and travelers and also expatriates, in order to reduce the timing of care and the stress factor.
Thank you, Valerie. I think it was the last question. So we arrived at the end of the question session. And I would like to say thank you to all the starters for being with us here today. And I am looking forward to work with you and to help you to build the tourism of the future. I give the last words to Laurent.
Thank you, Anna. So thank you very much to the audience for their sharp questions and accurate notices. It was a pleasure to welcome you and interact with you today. These interactions give useful signals on how the market will welcome these innovations. It is always very instructive for us to receive and decrypt these signals. I would like to deeply thank all the participants of this event. Mathieu Torder, our eminent sponsor, Caroline Monas, talent-making talent for her beautiful voice, presenting the winners, our three ladies, Agnès Engrand, Atout France, Stéphanie Renaud, Eiffel Tower, Chloé Philippon, Paris Airport Group, for the participation in the panel, the members of the World Travel Tech Forum that helped us promote this event, thank you guys, and of course my team and the Paris & Co colleagues for the preparation and the organization of this event. Congratulations again to the 15 winners, and thank you to all the participants of this call for application. It is an honor for us to serve your present dreams and your future success. And finally, thank you to the audience and for their interest and support. With Welcome City Lab, let us all invent the tourism of the future. Thank you and see you soon.